guys, welcome to today's episode of Spice and Nice.
I am in the Spice.
And I'm Denise the Nice. And today we're going to talk about a hot topic, everybody's favorite, talking about mental health.
Oh my god.
It's not that much an issue for me. I think for my generation, not so bad.
Yeah.
But for the Gen Zs and younger, it's not looking great.
Yep.
But what is different, what we're going to do differently from other people is instead of just talking about mental health in the sense of big picture and stuff like that, we will today talk a little bit more about how you can move forward from your trauma. Because a lot of people, they are thinking about, you look back, right, and you understand yourself better. You're like, okay, I exhibit this type of behaviors because of certain experiences of things that happened to me when I was a child, and it left some kind of impression, certain type of experience, trauma, etc. And that is the reason why I am behaving like this today. So today we are going to talk a little bit about how you can move forward, because yes, it happened to you and it was terrible, whatever that was, and it has caused you to become a certain way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you cannot change.
Yeah.
Our question to you is, do you want to be stuck in this cycle, or
Yeah.
do you want to move out of it? Okay.
I think first you have to say that we're in the crisis of mental health. Like everybody talk about that. Everybody on the camera and going to talk about mental health, and they video blow up. And let's look back in the past when COVID. Oh my God, we talk about COVID like it's something like very very far
Like
away.
dinosaur times.
Yeah, but it actually just few years back, right?
Few
And
years back.
time passed, and when mental health was just something new that it blow up. Like even for my video, I'm talk about mental health. I'm do it before COVID, and when COVID happened, my video blow up, which mean for me is all updated. The trend is over. We need to stop doing that style of video. I don't find that, like you become like overrating when you're watching all that video, because everybody will talk about that and everybody sound like an expert or the therapy for you nowadays. And it kind of enough, right? And
Yes.
I want to start a new trend. Just that's it, right? I want to start a new trend, not because we do it because we want to be a new trend, but this is what we've been practice actually in the private. This is what our conversation is. And even in my class, this is what I've been doing. And then I realized today that I tell Denise, oh, we did not do this topic yet. Why do we not tell people about that, right? Because our book mental health is like this for a second, then you guys get it, right? So first you need to diagnose that you're sick. Like you go to doctor. Yes, and don't get me wrong, whatever you learn from Freud is correct. Continue learning. We cannot grow the seed in the soil that been poisoned. Does that make sense for you? Like we have to dig the soil up. We need to figure out the soil. It's need to book some chemical and then fix the soil, fix the nutrition under the soil. Then now we book the seed back, and then it grew to be a next tree, right? That's it. But the point, we've been diagnosed too much with the soil and the land of the problem, and then nobody do anything about it. Like we just keep
Digging.
we keep digging the soil, and we keep talk to the soil. Hey, this soil have some fungal here, have some muddy here, like that. Like we keep make so much diagnose about what going on with our life, what wrong with our
What is
life.
wrong? Yes.
Yeah, but this is the treatment. Take this chemical, pour in the soil, or take this vitamin to the soil. Take the nutrition. In general, people stuck there. And 99% people outside there that I'm talking about, they share about mental health. They actually, all of them already have the answer, right? They all have an answer. You ask me, I always have an answer of my life. I know that I need to forgive my mom. Am I do it yet? No. Yeah, but I do other part of my life that I've been forgive almost a lot of people, right? But that's the only place that am I aware of it? Yes, I am. When I'm going to do it, I'm trying, right? And I'm not lying to myself, but I will clap my hand very loudly to myself, because at least I solved 20 piece of land problem that I had, that the tree been growing healthily, right? So that's the secret that today I will share with you. How do you get over the sake of just learning and keep repeating yourself about what problem you have in your
Mm.
childhood, and it keep bring you back to the same problem again and again and again, and you feel like exiting, and then you live
Mm.
in that bubble, and then you keep make excuses of why you cannot grow, and
Mm.
indirectly you become a victim. When you share it because you want to be a hero of your life, but end up because you share so much, you become a victim of your life. And that's when I realized, like, Adler concept make me realize that, have a different personality in life, where you rather born after you figure out what is your problem. Yeah, you have to know, like, you're going to be a ruler. The mean you use your pain to run the whole world like Hitler. Just say that. Easy for you to understand why you ruler. Second type of person is denial. They forever say, "Oh, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to learn about that. I don't want to know about politician. I don't want to learn about anything. I just want to live in my own old belief. This is my life. This I used to be my childhood. That's it. I'm happy with that, right?" So, and then the third type of person is the person of learner. They figure out their childhood. They figure out self development, and they continue learn and learn and learn and learn, and they make excuses. They are lifelong learner in terms of become the best analyze of why their lives should be like that. Does that make sense
Mm.
for you? Like, they so good at dialects, know who they are, the person of the sick that they've been caused in the past, but they never want to cure it,
Cure.
cure
Yeah.
it,
Cure. Yeah.
right? And the fourth type of people is a social useful in life. It means they want to turn the pain into power, and they really use that to serve and contribute in the world.
Mm.
So this is make me more motivation, right? When I teaching, I always use this concept, and today I give you guys that secret. But the truth is, yes, you help people to figure out their problem. Now you have to give them, okay, I help you to clean the soil, I help you to clean the land. What action you take now? What
Mm.
is your goal? What is the life that you want to achieve? Where is the direction? What action you would take to go there? And then take from the first step up, right? But focus on the goal that you go in.
Mm.
And I think for me, I change a lot of perspective of me, and I change a lot in terms of what can I help the world,
Mm.
and value add and help the world is the only way. And I think a lot of people stuck here also because one thing, they think that they need to be rich to serve the world.
Mm.
But the truth is, you serve the world enough, money will come. That's how I see it in my life.
Mm.
I go anywhere, I don't see that how can I make money from this place?
Mm.
How can I solve problem that the problem so big nobody want to solve? And then let's wait to see what happens. But
Mm.
first, let's sincerely want to solve the problem.
Mm.
And I think that's the mindset that it lead my life to be where am I today. That I think we enough of a crying baby at this stage. You know, even you're on any social media like right now, you feel sick and tired of watching all this crying baby. Right? It's time for someone to stood up and speak it out, which is I know after this video, if somebody watch it, I may take a lot of ton of what is that, stone,
Criticism.
because say that I don't have empathy for people go through pain and I don't get it. I get it. I do this job for so many years, but doesn't mean that I will don't admit that if we keep use empathy as the excuses, then we will never have people who executing.
I think it is precisely because we empathize with people like that that we also hope that by sharing we can help them help themselves,
Mm,
right? Because it is true that when I go on social media, there's a lot of people talking about their past trauma,
yeah,
and this is valid. Your traumas are valid.
yeah,
It's just, do you want to be stuck in that?
yeah,
If you have finished talking about your trauma and you have released your emotions, and then after that you're doing something else, you,
yeah.
you need to do something to get yourself out of it. So how okay, let's talk a little bit about forgiveness,
Mm,
right? Because Anne has a very painful childhood. Those of you guys who don't know, go and watch our previous episodes. It was a very painful childhood, and we talk about forgiveness.
Mm.
Do you have any practical tips to share with people to actually go through that forgiveness cycle? Because it is a cycle, and sometimes it comes back again, right? And every time, okay, it's like emotions, right? You feel it, and then after you release it, and then sometimes it comes back again and you release it, and you can go through it many times, especially if the pain is very deep. You go through it many times, but every cycle, what you realize is the emotions get lesser and lesser.
Mm.
That is my personal experience. So how did you get started with forgiveness
I think
of
you
other
you
people?
just go to my class. I this is what I realized.
Um,
I don't get it in the past when Dom tell me that every time he do the class is heal him,
mm,
and now when I'm do it, I get it, right?
mm,
Because the truth is, when you happy, you share the
mm,
happiness just increase 100 times more.
mm,
But when you feel pain and you can share with someone, the pain reduce a lot more.
mm,
That's how our emotional work.
mm,
This is amazing. And in the class, I really, and I have to say thank to my participant, right? It's like people think just me help them, but the truth is they help me back. For example, in the class, have someone who just seem like my mom, or same like my sister, or same like my father, or same like my uncle, or same like someone who like raped me before. All that bring me back to childhood. But at the same time, when they speak up that in front of me, it's a chance for me to confront that person for the first time, that I'm no longer scared of you.
mm,
And you just each class, I feel I'm stronger. I feel the healing journey is easier, or like how am I in front of that person, and I don't have the defense mechanism anymore. I will talk to them as a human. With I'm growing up, I forgive myself, I forgive you, but I just let you know that I forgive you, right? And I not just say I forgive you, I really from my heart I have to feel it.
mm,
And that's something that AI or robot or whatever will never take away
mm,
from you. I think the practical thing that people should do is have a circle of people that you really can sit down and be deep,
mm,
right? And be deep to the level that, like for me now with Denise, I can every time talk to her deep conversation without I have to build a relationship before I can go to that, right? So
mm,
is that helpful? Yes, of course, very helpful. I may don't have 1,000 of friends. I have very little friend in my life, but all my friend is a quality that I know that I'm very blessed to
we
have
like
in life.
deep.
Yeah, it's for me is the legacy. The legacy in life that you can have people that you can talk things, that you trust them,
Mm,
and you know they understand your problem.
mm,
Sometimes you can trust someone, but it's not people can capable of understand what you're talking about.
mm,
Or people capable of understand what you're talking about may not the one that you trust.
mm,
For you to have both, a requirement a lot from that person and a lot from you, and that's how the healing start, right? Is we need to slow down and need to stop fast connecting, if that's what something makes sense for you. Like we cannot just quick networking and do everything quick. Nothing can build on quick.
certain things is not meant to be done quickly.
Yeah.
Certain things are not meant to be done quickly. So when what happens when like you meet somebody and this person reminds you of, for example, your father before you forgave him, right?
Mm.
When that defense or when that emotion come up, what do you do?
I think the first people don't understand that if you feel that pain, you should feel blessed that you still can feel that pain first. Like you have to be grateful for that pain. Because I feel when people have the pain come up, they
Mm,
quickly tell themselves that, oh, it's too painful, I don't want to face it.
mm,
Right? But every time is the pain come up, and if you already with a master and the master tell you that welcome the pain, like same like you welcome the happiness.
mm,
But it's a choice everybody make, you see.
mm,
But that choice also come back to the same thing that we're just talking about. Okay, you just hold your childhood and you crying baby about that forever. Then do not wish for the future that you want.
mm.
right? Then don't complain if people have a life they want. Then don't jealousy about that. Then don't even open mouth when people come to you and share how they get through it and they successfully break
Mm.
through or they build their life again.
Mm.
I used to feel bad, because I break through and I build my life. I feel I should not talk about my success with other. And I feel like people who have not break through yet, I should be quiet in front of them.
Mm.
Because I feel like something I can do and they are not. I should not make them feel bad.
Mm. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
And now the longer I'm on YouTube and the longer I'm doing the work I'm doing, one morning I'm just say like, F it, I'm enough. You guys, you want to be sad, to be boring, to be crying baby, your life is like a piece of shit or whatever. Why am I need to bow down to your level to feel that whatever I achieve will be hurt your past trauma? It's just because you don't want to grow up,
Mm.
right? And that's why I have my own, and I think you know that. If you never learn, I don't blame you, right? But if you already learn so much and you already know so much about self development, is you read so much and you confident tell yourself that you sign so many courses, and yet you have not do anything yet. I will book you in the learning zone where I say you learn so much and then you paranoid yourself and you
Mm.
paradise yourself and you think that, oh, you're not learning enough, and
Mm.
you make that as excuses, and I cannot have empathy for you for that, right?
Mm.
I cannot have empathy for you for that because if you never learn anything, then it's not your fault because you don't know what you don't know.
You're not aware.
But if you already learn, and YouTube right now is so easy for you to learn, you can hear so many people share about psychology online. Oh my God, can you imagine per day if you're watching about all the psychotric in the world talking about psychology? Oh my God, you can watch like a 10 hour of that.
More than that.
By the 3 months, you should be expert of who you are. Trust me, really. By 3 months, I'm guarantee you should know so much about yourself, like what problem caused you,
Mm.
right? Really, is that easy? Yes. And this is something that you can learn, right?
Mm.
EQ is different with IQ. IQ you're born with it, but EQ is what you can learn.
Mm.
Any age of life, you can learn EQ. And if you already learn about that and you still choose to be there, I cannot have any more empathy. So I still go back to like be useful for the world.
Mm.
What are you useful for?
Mm. So the first step starts with awareness and knowing about yourself. So what Anne is saying is basically for people who already learn a lot, sometimes it is easy to get stuck
Mm,
in that cycle because you learn, you feel good about yourself, right? Because I know myself better now. You feel
mm,
like you have made progress. You have made progress if you know yourself better and better to the point where you can take action.
mm,
But if you are at a point where you know you can take action, but you go back to learning again and you start that cycle again, then
yeah,
that is when, let's just put it this way, there's only one thing that will change your life or give you the results that you want, and that is action.
yeah,
You learn is to take action, right? Let's just put it that way. You learn is to take action. There are people who learn for the sake of learning,
mm,
and then after that they just continue that cycle, right?
yeah,
If you want to do that, that's fine. But then, like you said, you should not then complain about your life has not changed. Why you learn so much but your life not changed? You have learned so much but your life is not changed
yeah,
because you have not taken action.
yeah.
You
And you
have
learn from the wrong guy.
even if you learn from the right guy, if you don't take action, it's nothing. But if you go to, let's just put it this way, if you have an issue, you're aware today, you go to see a therapist. The therapist will talk to you.
Mm,
It's only about an hour or two, maximum 2 hours a week, two sessions, for example, right? But after that, the work has to be done by you. The therapist will say, okay, you're feeling this way because of this. I suggest maybe you do a journal, you do whatever. The action has to be done by you.
mm,
If you go and see a therapist for 3 years and you don't take any action, you will be at the same spot as where you started.
yeah,
Even though you may feel you have progressed because you learn more, but in reality, you are still in the same spot. Does it make sense?
yeah.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Okay, so anyway, if you are interested, we are talking about Atlas theories, ADLER apostrophe S. You can go and check it out and watch on YouTube and ask ChatGPT
Yeah.
for summary. That's what I did. If you're too lazy to watch on, but it's interesting because I really love psychology and how it can help people. How maybe okay, we talked about forgiveness, right? And then moving on, how do you deal with, because right now that's what I'm dealing with, where I I have to start. Okay, let's put it this way. I am somebody who is very sociable. I love socializing, right? Not like you don't like it. I love it very much. So what happens is recently somebody that we meet maybe once or twice a year just to catch up and chat. And I have to be upfront and tell that person, hey, you know, you the person reached out to me, hey, it's time for our yearly meetup, something like that. And I was like, oh, I won't be free until maybe end of the year. Because I don't know why, but I felt like it was time for me to start trimming again the people that not out of my life, but just for now I need to focus on other things. And I felt bad about it. And I also feel bad because right now, okay, how should I put it? I have no physical result, right? So for me to tell other people that, hey, I am doing this, they were like, why are you so busy? You have nothing to show for it. Does it make sense for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you deal with that when you were at that stage?
Well, I think I've been in that state. Even right now, maybe it's just different with you in the scale level, right? But like for you, it's few people around you. Just say the nearer event we go together, right? The problem that we have right now, which is you indirectly have because you're friend with me, is we too ahead. So if you really sit with ChatGPT right now, right, and you talk to ChatGPT about problem you have, and the problem you can give is based on conversation you have with me and
Yes.
knowledge you know about me,
I did
whatever,
that.
yeah, and tell me that am I in the right direction? Compare with the
uh,
anything in the world right now, like from politics, everything, like you
yeah.
list it out,
Yeah.
right? And I use all the different kind of account of ChatGPT. I'm not use one. Why I'm doing that? Because I want to test is
The
that
system.
the system is just manipulate me or is it really? And it surprised me to say that it's only 5 more years people will start recognize our work in terms of
Oh, you
understanding.
asked for the timeline.
I asked for the timeline because I'll ask it at many history in the past. Like when this happened, how long people get used to the machine.
Okay.
In the
When
past, how long
internet
people
came
get
out.
used to. So and then they reduce to the number of but with internet right now, by the next 2 to 3 years, people should get used to AI.
Okay.
And by 2 to 3 years, when they get used to AI, they will burn out from AI. And that's
Okay.
when our video and our work start recognizing.
Oh, because people start going back to being human again.
That's right.
Human
So
connection.
that's why I feel bad. I blame myself
Why?
because you in the boat with me, and most of
I
people
like
who
the boat.
most of people who on the journey with
I
me,
like the boat.
of course you will have a doubt because you feel like why we do things that is different with the public.
Oh no, I have no doubt.
Yeah, because we're too ahead. You see, when you're too ahead, it's so hard for you to explain to that person what are you doing.
Okay, I get what you mean. It's
Yeah.
true. It is hard to explain. So sometimes I don't explain, especially if because we have been on this journey for a while. You have been on this journey. You know that there are people who can get it to level 3 maybe. There are some people who can get it to level 5. Some is at level 1.
Yeah.
We are not judging here. It is just the amount of knowledge that they have at this moment and the amount that they can hold. It's like how big is their cup, right? So I get it. It's just that I feel bad because I'm a people person. I'm like, oh my god, I need to tell the person I have no time for that person. Basically, in a short nutshell, I'm telling you,
maybe it's time for you to learn how to say like,
I am learning, and I'm
sorry,
learning
I
very
don't want to see
well.
you anymore.
I told the person, I say, okay, this is how I say, okay.
I'm curious who is that. So
This
after
is-
all this, I will want
I
to
know
know.
it's nobody you know.
Somebody I'm not know. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah,
I thought someone I know.
No. It's about my own boundary. So basically, I was I was telling him, I said that, hey, I won't be free to meet up with you if it's just a casual chat, right? Until maybe end of the year. But if it's for your podcast, because he's running a podcast too, and you want me to be a guest or you want to run ideas, which is work for me, right? I am free anytime. So basically, he's telling this person that, in a way, for me, it was telling this person, this is the kind of value I'm looking for. If you are just going to meet me and we're just going to
Waste my
chill,
time.
yeah, waste time together, then that's not something I want. But if you're going to talk about podcasts, you talk about ideas, talk about content creation, talk about latest trends, let's go. We can do it. You know, I'm free anytime, almost anytime, rather. So I felt bad, but at the same time, I felt like, oh, it's another growth for me. It's like I became stronger in terms of my mental health, and I realized that the things, the way he was talking, reminded me of myself last time.
Mm.
And I have, you will be proud of me because now I hope, and now I'm even
I always
firmer.
proud of you.
No, but I'm more proud because now I'm even firmer with my boundary. He was talking to me not in a rude way, but it's just his way of talking, right? And then I say, "Hey, you mind your language." I say, "You are talking to a lady here." And then in a moment, I was like, "Oh," but I feel myself hesitate before I send a message
Yeah.
because maybe but this person is young, lah. So he's on a learning journey. So that's my own mental health goal, I guess. And I feel like I am going um growing inside, and it's weird. It feels weird and uncomfortable. And I have conversations with my husband about emotional stuff. Obviously he feels things, but he is not as emotionally invested as I am in terms of wanting to know about humans.
Mm.
And yeah, it's hard, like you say, it is hard for me to tell somebody that whether you like it or not, you are working with humans. And a lot of people think, okay, let's just put it from a business point of view.
Mm.
You run successful businesses, you have failed many times before also.
Yeah, I'm still fat sometimes.
Of course you still fail, everybody will fail once. Okay, just more or less, bigger
Every
or
years
smaller.
now, I'm just count.
Is it less than last year?
That's it. Like I don't count success. I count this year. If last year I failed like 11 projects, just say that. This year if I fail 9, which is I'm improved. That's how I'm counting. Yeah, that's how I'm counting, you know. But I don't count as how many success project I've been running, right? Because I run holding company, and I ask this question all the time. People ask me, "Why do you need a holding company?" Yeah, because I have to run many company.
Yeah, it's very messy otherwise.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
at the same time, they say, "But why do you need so many company?" And then I'm like, "How the heck am I going to answer you that if you don't have a basic fundamental of business first, right?" And sometimes I'm just be lazy. I don't explain to people what I'm doing anymore because what's the point? They don't. If they are the business person, they will get it. If they're
And they
not
will
a
not ask you
person,
that question.
exactly. If they ask me to that third question,
Which
and I
is
have
what?
to go through a business class with them,
Okay.
I find
You should charge them for it.
you know what, you should be continue be employee or be useless, right? And whatever that you call it, like. And I know people say I'm cocky or whatever, but I use a lot of my time with my brain to bring my business to the next level. So I don't have time to go back and forth the same old conversation that.
Yes.
And I know all these people when they hear it, to just the sake of curious. You know when you was broke, and this is what I realized when I was broke, when I meet successful people,
Mm.
and I want to ask them as much as I can, right? Like, I'm like, oh my god, how is your success? Can you share me the secret? Can you give me a nutshell of how
Like
can
a
you do it,
blueprint, right?
blueprint or whatsoever? And in general, they don't give me much. Like none of them support me anything.
Mm.
And I used to ask myself, is that because all these rich people is elegant and they don't like
Arrogant.
arrogant?
Okay.
Yeah. And now when I'm in that seat, I understand it's not the arrogant, but you need to enter to their life in the right way. It's mean you meet a successful person, you need to ask them this: hey, what do you need help in your business that with my
Yes.
skill I can contribute? Because that's the best way for you to learn, and that's how I'm climbing my ladder, right? when the moment I stop asking rich people how can they so rich, and I say, hey, my company can do this, what help
What
do you need?
value can I
What
bring for
what do
you?
you need
Yes.
support from me? And up to now, I'm still highly recommend you for that if you're young,
Yes.
because you have nothing to book on the table until
As
you prove
yes.
that you have some kind of, just say if they even want to talk to you,
Mm.
and you have zero background of conversation that you can handle them, after the third sentence they will leave.
You have no money, no knowledge.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Yeah, what can I'm going to spend another 2 hours with you. What you want me to talking about? Bubble tea, gaming, or
Lunchtime, lunchtime.
girl booby, or whatever. What do you want to have a conversation with me?
Yes.
And that's when I realized that self learning and self invest and book yourself in the place. I want to add value for you. For you,
Mm.
just tell me what do you need, and I will see if I can add value to your life.
Mm.
And then now you earn the right to, and they will help you straight away if they see you valuable for them. Like,
Mm.
that's it, right?
Mm.
And it's very hard lesson to learn, but that's all you have in your 20,
Mm.
because after that 30 and above, your life will be very different already.
Mm.
It's very different. You have more responsibility, your parent getting older. I don't have to deal with that, but I'm just to
You
share
have
with you.
daughter?
I have kids to raise up. I have body to take care, because your health not getting stronger, you will get
Mm.
weaker
Mm.
over the years.
Mm.
You cannot sleep late like last time anymore, but your body will
You
screaming.
cannot work 18 hours anymore.
That's right. So it's like things will change and life will get harder and harder for you to manage. So it come back to again that, like what you're doing is right for you. You know, you have to manage your time. You cannot just give free your time, right? Like, because we keep give free time, and
Yes.
universe will keep saying, oh, you still not decisive yet, that I cannot give you something serious.
Mm.
Right? But if you, when you, of course, I don't say everybody should take life so serious like me. I'm a nerd and I love it, but in general, people not. So then,
Whatever works for you.
yeah. But at the same time, you cannot don't take life serious forever, right? It's like,
At the end of the day, what result do you want?
yeah,
If you want a certain level of success, a certain level of result, then you must be prepared to put in a certain level of work,
mm.
right? Okay, let's talk about it from a business point of view. This is something that I am curious about. From a mental health perspective, how important do you think it is for a leader to have sound mental health?
I think it's important as 98% of the success in their business.
What does it affect? The decision
Everything
making?
from, you see, do you remember the worst boss you ever had?
Mm.
What did he have that you remember until now? Is it his personality or his money?
Personality. Because
See, now we
emotionally not
now
stable.
we turn to the next question.
Yes.
How about the best boss ever you have?
Emotionally stable.
Yeah, do you enjoy it?
Yes,
You
because I
enjoy work
know
with
that
him?
it's against the thing, the project. It's not against me or somebody else.
Yeah,
And
you
it's not
see, that's
dependent
it.
on the
I already
person's
give you
mood.
an answer.
Correct.
Any business on earth, right? It's never about the thing. It's never about the organization. It's just about the people. And
This is
98.
something that I cannot, that a lot of people don't understand because they are out there acquiring skills and technology and stuff,
But that will be dying 3 more years.
and they don't want to work on themselves, they don't
Yeah,
want to work on
yeah.
their interpersonal relationships, their mental health. I would say this mental health is 98%.
98%. If you ask me the secret of my business success, because of my EQ. I have 0 degree in my 18 about business. I have 0 degree about IT and AI development software. I have 0 skill about accounting. I have zero
You have
degree
zero
paper.
everything
I have
basically.
zero everything. And everything I have right now is the best accountant, best lawyer, best IT in my team, best everything. Why? Because I know how to deal with them.
Yes.
I know how to make them. Denise mean my team. She know people who work with me. You know, people work with me is so golden nugget that another person coming and do business with me. This is what they tell me. They like,
Mm.
you don't worry that your team will leave you. You, he's so talented or her so talented. They can leave you tomorrow. They can run their own business.
Yes,
I
they
said,
can.
yeah, they can, and that's the whole point. They should if they want to. But you see, the point is, I build people become so damn strong and I let them go and I let them choose.
But that is your legacy as a leader.
But you see, people don't realize that's as powerful as a leader.
They want control. They don't
Exactly. They want
they
to
don't want
control.
leadership. They
They
want
don't.
control.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, but do you, for you to let go that control, you need to have so high in terms of emotional intelligence to know that nothing on earth you're going to carry to grave with you.
Mm.
You want to, the only reason why you keep someone next to you because they still produce well for you in terms of money and fame and success. But if you hold on to that, that will be a knife to turn back to you. It will be a weapon, right? And I let go that many years ago, right? It's like 8 years ago. I already don't give a damn about that. Why? Because yes, of course, first I have to be success to realize all this is bullshit. Second, I go to so many crises of my life to realize all this doesn't matter, and it really doesn't matter for me. It's up to now. Even people step behind my back, I still stand up and stood up strong and walk because I have zero interested in power, fame, or money. I have zero interested on that. I enjoy the process. I have zero interested on that.
Like that is not your main point of intention, right? For
Yeah.
running a business.
But that's also come back to leadership, that why mental health grow up and
Wow, I
important
grew
for
up.
leader, because if you're so secure about yourself, people want to work with you. They feel
Yes.
safe to work with you. They feel taken care by you as a leader. They feel like, if as long as this person's still alive, they feel protective. They feel that even the whole world going to be collapsed, as long as I look into this person's eye and even die with this person, is worth of a life. Have you ever had this kind of leader in your life? I have. And because of that, I be one. If first you have to have it and then you be one of that.
Mm.
Right? But for me, I find I still remember an early stage when I, after my divorce and my Scorpio mentor, I always call that.
Scorpio.
You
It's
know,
a
a
tough
night
one.
that I was crying with him, and I still remember he very, very tough on me, right? And he keep remind me of, this kind of woman is not you,
Mm.
and you need to stop this kind of woman.
Oh,
And
so
I was shocked, like,
why you don't feel sorry for me and all that
yeah.
and
And he
everything.
was like, do you want to go? Like, he can even use the like very, very heavy word, like, so are you crying now because you want to go back to your ex, or you crying now because you feel poor thing for your life?
Mm.
Shut up. Like, he just tell me shut up. He say, you have eyes, you have leg, you have brain, you're so smart, and you think you're so poor thing in life. How about people who no leg, no hand, or even like half of their brain were penalized? You cannot take everything you have for granted, and screaming and crying is so poor thing, your man treat you this way and you don't deserve it. Fuck your life, and fuck whatever treat you that way, because you deserve it, because you weak at motherfucker. That's how it really shoot to my face. And can you imagine the girl that's so break down in the divorce, and you sit there and your mentor really go hard on you?
He's a tough guy.
Yes, I still love him to death. He's still beside me right now, and he's the only man that I can share thing that harsh in life that nobody will understand, and he will always my side. He always listen to the people step in my back, sorry, or and he always raised me up again. But when I was feel weak, he will always remind me how strong am I. That's kind of leader that you want to have in life, right? You want people to remind you that I'm allow you to be crying right now, but after this is enough.
Mm.
It's enough, and clean your tear and get back out. So if you ask me as a perspective, as a leader for business, 98% is important. It's very important that you need to clean up yourself before you want to be an entrepreneur, because you're going to affect a lot of people life under you.
Mm. I brought this up because I am around a lot of people who are starting business or want to start businesses. You know, I at my stage in my life, I'm surrounded by a lot of people like that. And
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
I call the entrepreneur.
But you start with entrepreneur first, right? That's how you start first, one person.
Actually, no. I start with no choice.
Yeah, it's always you first.
Yeah.
So entrepreneur. Oh, entrepreneur is a one two. I
Yeah.
thought you meant one as the O N E
No,
one. Okay, one
one.
entrepreneur.
Like every day, just say I want, I want, I
But do
want.
you do okay? So, but I realized why I bring this up because I realized a lot of these people, what they are doing is they're very focused on market research. They're very focused on their skills, their technology, their knowledge, their product. I'm like, no, you need to work on your people skills because to be frank, if you have good people skills, you can get a lot of people under you.
Yeah.
Not for control, but because they
Not for
truly
control.
enjoy working
Oh
with
my
you.
god, I've been telling you, my team is amazing. People work for me smarter than me.
And they each have strengths that she don't have.
I
Of
don't
course, she
have.
has strengths that they don't have, and that's how you get people to work together. Because
They can do the thing that I can never able to do
you
it.
cannot be one entrepreneur all the time, one as your ONE. It
Yeah.
doesn't work if you want to
Yeah.
scale your business. And this is something that is very frustrating because I try to tell them that, you need to work on your people skills. And they're like, no, I need to check on my product first. I was thinking in my head, fuck your product. But if you don't if you don't understand and you insist on this journey, on this way, then if 5 years is gone, 3 years is gone, and you don't make progress.
It's okay that we'll close the business and people like me will continue open
So
and blooming.
I'm like, okay, then I'll just leave you to it. I mean, I already, it's like to test them whether they are open to listening or not,
Yeah,
right?
they know.
If they're not, it's okay. Then we move on.
Yeah.
And I love you as a person,
It's okay.
and
Let
that's
let
great. Let's
let
just be
people.
friends. Let's just be
Yeah.
friends.
But every time they talk about business, you just have to kiss me. I need to go bathroom.
If the person is close to me, I cannot do that.
I can. I'm sorry. I don't have. I have zero patience for all that people.
Yeah, so I just like, but actually, what I want is just fuck you. You do not know what is the most important, but it's okay. Yeah, the people will get there. It's a journey of learning. So that's why mental health is so important. Not only does it affect
You will always remember the best boss you have because how he treat you.
or the
You
best team you
remember that.
work with.
Yes, and you remember the worst people on earth is how they treat you. That's it. You
Yeah.
don't. You will never remember how much money they make. You will never remember how successful they are. You don't even remember the rest of the day story of their life.
That's true.
It's not. It doesn't matter. That's why I have. Actually, yesterday in the taxi when I come back from hotel, stay with Ava, she asked me about like that, right? She like, so I hope her teacher not watching this. So before we go for the run, remember?
Uh-huh.
So I told her that your teacher always like scold you. She like, yeah, she scold everybody. I said, okay, I will make your teacher not scold you anymore. Then she was doubt for a second, right? And she was like, how do you do that? I said, let's see. And this is the first time I meet her teacher, right? Long story short, of course I come, I interact with a teacher, same like other parents. But I realize here parents don't interact with teacher. I don't know why they're so cocky. And when the kid will go for ice cream eating, and I will come, and because she alone, and I come and help her. I say, hey, let me carry for you your heavy stuff because the kid stuff and give me the pole.
So
And
she like packing up.
and she was shy about that. I said, no. I very understand. Please let me help because as a mom, I think I'm salute to you. You know, you deal with like 40 children per day.
One
How
child
can
is
you do
enough
that?
for you to
You
die.
know, so but I'm not saying it as, people can feel if you sincere.
Yes.
The whole point is, are you really care or you just say it for a fact of
For to show that you
to
care.
show that you care, right? And I really care. I'm not saying that to the key of dealing with people is I know I have very short hour. I only go there for run with Ava for 5 hours. And my job in that 5 hours is I think very simple. My kid is same like the rest of the kid in the class. How would this teacher feel about herself will make for her effect to the kid.
Yes.
Not about, hey, my kid is very nice, please take care of her. No, it's all about your kid. Everybody come and say the same thing. Of course she will bored. But I care about her. I tell her that if she need any help, she have my contact number. If she need any support, even my team is IT, we can do banner, we can do support. Even she need me to come down for help with the bus, whatever, because I don't know what she need. And I really mean it, right? And next for the last 1 week, and that's what conversation we have in the car yesterday. Ava will ask me about that. She like, Mommy, I still don't get it, but how do you do it? Like in short time, how do you do it? For the next 10 days, teacher did not scold me anything. She scold other kids still. But She very different. Then I asked her how different. So kid can feel.
Hmm.
She say, I cannot explain to you, but very different. Like very different.
What she's getting is the essence of, but
The
she don't know how
essence.
to
She
put
don't
into
know how to
words.
book in word.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
yeah. And then she asked me a secret.
Mm.
And then I share with her that again the same thing I just shared with you guys, that you have to be sincerely care.
Yes.
You have to book that person as important
Mm.
and even more important than you and your kid. And I'm not even talk about teacher alone. I'm talk about anybody.
Mm.
I go down every morning. I say hi to the uncle who mop the floor in my block. Every day I go to NDUC. Even people give me a look off. They have a bad day. I'm still kind to them, and I'm
Mm.
sincerely kind to them. Right? See, so I think the point here people don't get it is you are live a life of who you are as a person of every corner that you go in. People watching you.
Mm.
Do you see like even the staff in the hotel, right? You see like the more event we run, they nicer to us.
Mm.
They give us things, they take care of us. Why? Because for the first event they do with me, they were a little bit distant with me because they don't know who am I.
Just normal customer.
But now they treat me like a brother sister. Why? Because they realize, oh my God, she on internet, but when she outside, she's just the same. She's just so down on earth. She's just normal. She's just so fun. She just jokes. She disturb everybody. And you have to be sincerely be that person. You not try to please anybody, because you know when you be a leader, you leader for everything. You know when you're in the event, you also have to be a leader for the hotel, for the venue. You have to be a leader for the guests. You have to be a leader for the student coming. You also have to be leader online. You be leader public. You offline, online, at home, go anywhere you are the leader. You have to know that 98% of that success is still come back from you emotionally. You
Yes.
cannot give all this out if you're not secure, you see.
Yes.
The whole point of this long story is how I can be so secure.
And be kind to people because you are kind to yourself. Also.
That's right. Like how can I go and treat some stranger that I know this person been scolding my children, and I'm still treat her with so kindness.
And sincerity, but it comes from inside. That's what
Yeah,
you're trying
because
to
I
say.
know all the kid is naughty and you
All,
know
all
like
kids are like that. And
yeah,
imagine she's seeing them day in, day out.
of course.
40 of them at the same time does
Yeah.
not do homework. Have to text 40 parents. Every day a different parent to text your child did not do the homework and all that. It is very, it can get very tiring
Yeah.
after a while. So the like yeah, the whole point of the story is because you can be you we are talking about being kind to people, but that kindness must come from inside.
Yeah.
And it comes from inside because you have a store, you are so emotionally stable and secure
Yeah.
that you are able to give that out sincerely and not just fake it. You know those fake people we talk about? Like, oh, let me help you, but when it's time to help, no help is coming.
Yeah.
I
And I think
guess.
that is a lot for today. It's a lot for like for people to hear.
Yeah.
So
Because people
okay,
always want to do business and make money. So we give you this is instead of the product and all that, why don't you work on yourself first?
money will never come first
Yeah.
unless
You can do
you
all the
will
market
figure out. Yeah.
research, but
Yeah.
if you're a shit person, I don't want
I'm
to
I'm
say
sorry. You do
this.
market research for what? Now got ChatGPT.
Yeah, you do
I'm not
market
sure
research,
why do you do
product
all that.
development.
Like you want to sit with ChatGPT and read all that flip chart with the ChatGPT and hey, you question mark here. Why do you book this
It is
number?
important, but that is not the most important. On the
Ninety
foundation,
nine percent people on earth don't even can read the charts that you have. So all the OCD. I'm sorry. You guys important, but you guys need to reduce that
yeah.
as well.
So the foundation you need to build is your mental health and your mental stability.
Yeah.
And how much we love each other. Okay, I think this is it for today's episode. It's
Yeah.
been an informative episode, I hope. All right.
I am Amanda Spice.
And I am Denise the Nice. We will see you guys at the next episode of Spice and Nice. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.